Good morning, Porter Patriots. This is Mrs. Banks checking in with your daily check-in on our chick development. Today is day 13, so if you take a look at our egg, you'll see that our little chicks are starting to get their feathers inside of the egg, and they are still rather small. Remember, this is not to scale, like I've said before, but they have everything they need, and they are getting ready to start putting on some weight so that about a week from today, we'll begin to see some pipping. I'll make sure I take some video of that. Pipping is when they use their beak and they start to poke through that calcium shell. They have a very special tooth called their egg tooth on the tip of their beak that lets them sort of knock up against that shell until they break through and have a little hole. And then they can start to breathe the outside air. So we're expecting that about a week from today. I just want to check in and say that I know a lot of you have probably gotten the news about what's going on for the end of the school year. Please know that your teachers miss you tremendously. We all do. I can speak from experience. And we're not sure what's going to happen in the next few weeks, but we're going to do everything we can to support you. We wish that the outcome was different for this school year, but we're going to do everything we can to make sure that our students at Porter are still learning and still thriving. And we hope to see you very, very soon. And so let me kick back. Today I told you, actually yesterday I told you in my post that we'd be focusing on facts and opinions. So you see behind me in my makeshift easel that I've come up with my husband's ladder today that we're going to work on fact and opinion. So I have some sentences I'm going to share with you in just a second. We're going to talk about whether we think they're facts or they're opinion statements. And I really want you to remember the difference between the two. And I know this can get a little tricky. So we don't want to think about it as true or false. If something is false, that doesn't necessarily mean it's an opinion. We want to think about it as how it's written, if it's a fact statement or it's an opinion statement. So let's take a look at our first one. Hens like laying eggs. Hens like laying eggs. Well, if a fact statement has something that can be proven, something that we could research, we can find online, we can conduct experiments for, and that word like tells us right there that it's not something that we can prove through research, whether a hen likes laying eggs or not. So we're going to put that under opinion. It's an opinion statement, how we feel our emotions about something. Oh, let's see. Maybe I need a little more tape. A little shiny, so hopefully that's going to stay on there for us. All right, next one. Hens protect their baby chicks. So in this sentence, can we prove, in fact, that hens do protect their baby chicks? We could do observations and conduct that kind of research. We could look into a book about chickens to see if that is true or not. So that's actually a fact statement. Hens can and do protect their baby chicks. They're not going to let a predator into their barn or pen and not try to protect their young. So that's their natural instincts. All right, let's go with another statement. Chicken feet have toes. Can we prove that chickens' feet actually have toes? Well, we could look at a diagram of a chicken and see, in fact, if it does have toes. So that is a fact statement, something we could prove. Chicken feet actually do have toes. All right. Baby chicks are cute. That's a tough one. Remember, it's not true or false. It's about how you feel in this case. Baby chicks are cute. We're using the word cute. It's describing a feeling or just a mere observation in what we think about it. So that is not something we can prove. Cuteness is not something we could do research for. It's not something we would find in a book. It's definitely our opinion. I happen to agree with the opinion, but others might not think that chicks are that cute. So that's an opinion statement. We're going to put it on that side of our chart. All right, I have a few more. Let's see which is next. Some breeds of chickens are pretty. pretty. That's the key word there. Some breeds of chickens are pretty. Now, if I changed a statement and said there are lots of breeds of chickens, I would have a fact statement because we can prove there are lots of breeds of chickens. But to prove what something is pretty or not, that's kind of hard to do. That's actually based on your opinion. So we have another opinion statement. Some breeds of chicken pretty. Okay, let's look at the next one. Whoops, our last opinion statement just fell. Baby chicks use a lot of energy when they are hatching. Now, we actually might see some evidence of this when we have our hatching chicks in about a week. Baby chicks use a lot of energy. If we looked at a video, we would notice that a baby chick takes a very long time to break out of its egg. And that's because it is using a lot of energy. So there's some evidence behind that. And we could watch some observations, some videos of them. We would find out that the reason it takes so long is because they have to stop a lot during that process so they can regain some of their energy. It does, in fact, take a lot of energy. So that is a fact statement. Now, here's a very tricky one. I did this on purpose to see if my Porter Patriots out there could figure this one out before I tell you the answer. This will be our last one. Roosters crow loudly. What do you think? Now, there's a word on there that decides whether it's fact or an opinion statement. And if I took that word away, it would change what kind of statement we have. If I just had a sentence that said, roosters crow, that would be a fact statement. They do crow. We can make observations. We can do research about it. Anyone who's lived on a farm knows the answer to that one. Now, when we say loudly, what my idea of loudly is might be different than what somebody else's view of loudly is. So roosters crow loudly is actually an opinion statement. We'll go on this side of our chart. All right. That was a tricky one. I told you I'd give you a tricky one on purpose. So I want to just say before I leave you today that I have a lot of people claiming names for our first chick when it hatches, and we've got some good ones. In fact, I might name more than just the first one, but it is not too late. Look at our post from yesterday. You can click on the form and give us as many suggestions as you would like. I may even turn it into a voting for your favorites based on maybe top 5 recommendations that I have for you. Maybe you can vote on the one you like the best. So go ahead and get that in about the next 48 hours. Later this week, I'll probably post that vote just to have some feedback from you all on what we should name our first chick. But if you have any questions, that form is still available. You can click on the link for that, and it's not too late to get your predictions in. So once again, before I leave you, please know, Porter, all of your teachers miss you dearly. We really, really do. And we want you all to stay safe. Take care.